Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got Game Week 38 of the Championship review for you. So in this one I've got 11 games to talk about. There was one game postponed due to the weather, which was quite a surprise to me, but I will get into that. So some interesting results this week, and they'll come up in a second. And you're also probably going to see one of my worst ever prediction weeks, and coincidentally it was when I actually had a bet, and I put a bit of money on some of the results. So yeah, here you go with the predictions and results. You can see I pretty much got none of them right. I actually only got, in this lot, one correct result out of 11. You can see Cardiff against Derby was postponed, and like I said, that was a real surprise to me because of the snow, and I saw some pictures of the site and it didn't seem too bad, to be fair. I think it was partly due to safety of getting there, but I thought surely the Cardiff fans will make it. But yeah, interesting decision considering Derby, I think they had 10 or so fit players only, so they've played a blinder, to be fair. I'll give them some credit there, and they've definitely got a much better chance of beating Cardiff next time with a much fitter squad, because obviously they've got the 2 weeks now to recover, and that's pretty clever from them on that note. But yeah, Fulham 2-2 with QPR, Barnsley lost at home to Millwall, Birmingham picked up a big win against Hull, Brentford drew to Borough, Bristol City beat Ipswich, Leeds lost to Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich beat Reading, Sheffield United drew a blank against Forest, Sunderland lost to Preston, Wolves beat Burton, and Bolton beat Villa. So yeah, plenty to talk about. Starting with the first of two early games, and this was a real surprise. Fulham were 2-0 up inside about 45 minutes, but then QPR got one just on, I should say Luongo on there. QPR got one just on the stroke of half time, and then battled back in the second half well, dominated it, and got themselves an equaliser. So yeah, it's a good result for QPR, and they've picked up in recent weeks. That's 4 games now without a defeat, and 2 wins in that time too. As for Fulham, well, doesn't do too much to them. I don't think they're going to get automatic promotion anyway. It's just another draw, and I think their unbeaten run goes on pretty much. But yeah, trip to Norwich next for Fulham, and a trip to Reading for QPR. Okay, second of our early games, Barnsley lost at home to Millwall, who are unstoppable at the moment, as you can see there, and making a real good push for the playoffs late on in this season. But yeah, 4 wins out of 5 for them, and as for Barnsley, yeah, it's a struggle. They're now level on points with Birmingham in the drop zone, so only goal difference separating those two teams. And yeah, it's going to be a struggle for Barnsley, certainly. But Millwall absolutely flying at the moment. Who knows, they could make the playoffs if they keep going the way they are. But yeah, we'll see what happens. A big win for Birmingham here, ending a run of 6 straight defeats, and with Hotter getting on the scoresheet twice, along with Adams against the Hull side, who've been scoring goals recently. Scored 4 against Norwich and then 3 against Ipswich, so quite a shock for them really. But Hull are a few points clear, so they're not too bad. As for Birmingham, well, they're now level on points with Barnsley, and just goal difference separating the two. So yep, they'll certainly be looking on the up to get out in the home game against Ipswich next, and Hull host Aston Villa. Middlesbrough kept their unbeaten run going with a good draw at Brentford, who played pretty well in this game. They dominated it, but couldn't find a way past Borough. So yeah, decent result for them away from home against a team like Brentford, who've been very good on their home patch this season, especially, and it keeps Borough, I think, 2 points now clear of the playoffs. So yeah, they'll certainly be pleased with that. A tough game for them the next, Wolves at home. And as for Brentford, 1 win in the last 5, but yeah, I'm not too sure about the playoffs for them. And a home game against Sheffield United next. A welcome win for Bristol City against Ipswich, and just improving their playoff chances. Still at just 2 points now outside Middlesbrough. So, yep, they're certainly not over yet, their playoff hopes, but yeah, need to keep winning games. It starts with the game against Barnsley next, who are fighting for relegation. As for Ipswich, well, it's been a bit inconsistent lately. 2 wins on the spin there, but then a draw and 2 losses since. So yes, home away game against Birmingham, also fighting relegation next. So yes, as for Ipswich, I mean, the relationship between Mick McCarthy and the fans is just no more to be said. Sheffield Wednesday got a late win against Leeds to do the double over them, and that was Nuiu with 2 goals, and yes, one of them I think was in stoppage time. So yeah, good win for them. Certainly be nice for them to beat their Yorkshire rivals. And as for Leeds, it's just 1 win under their new boss, Paul Heckingbottom. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happened to Leeds this season. They were 5th come the start of the year, and now they're 14th. So yeah, it's a bit sad to see that. I mean, they challenged well last year, and I thought this year maybe this is going to be their year, but no, it doesn't seem like it's to be. As for Sheffield Wednesday, yeah, I think they're stuck in 17th still, about 5 points off 16th, so at least a bit of pride for them. A first win in 8 for Norwich City, and yes, I'm very pleased about that. I mean, it was 3-2 against Reading, who are struggling pretty much themselves, but I'll take whatever I can get at this stage of the game. It moves us up to 13th, so yes, 1 place up in mid-table. And as for Reading, just looking over their shoulders a bit now. I think they're only a few points clear of the drop zone, so yeah, it's going to be tight down there. But yeah, nice win for Norwich, and tricky game though next against Fulham, and Reading host QPR. A blank between Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest, who are on a decent run at the moment. That's I think they are now, 4 or 5, or I think they're more games than that unbeaten actually, but it's good for them to keep picking up points. But a tricky game next against Millwall. As for Sheffield United, well, still pushing for the playoffs, still picking up some wins, you can see there, and a tricky game for them as well against Brentford. Sunderland's miseries at home continued as they were beaten 2-0 by an informed Preston side. 3 wins out of 4 for them, and yet making their push towards the playoffs now. So it's hotting up really. I think 7th, 8th and 9th are just 2 points behind Borough in 6th. So yeah, certainly getting there. And as for Sunderland, I think they're 5 points adrift of the drop zone now, so it's not looking good for them considering the fixtures they've got left as well. And yeah, starting with Derby at home on Good Friday. But yeah, I mean, it is sad to see what's happening to Sunderland. I mean, the fans of the club, I mean, they just really don't deserve it. For all they've put up with. But I just guess that's football. A convincing win for leaders Wolves against Burton Albion, held at Costa, and 2 goals from Benakofobe. And yes, you can see 2 defeats in their last 5, but also 3 wins in their last 4. And you got to think Villa have been Villa have dropped 6 points since Wolves beat them. So Wolves have effectively made that up and actually gained 3 points on Villa. So yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen there. And as for Burton, well, it's going to be a struggle for them as well. But there's still hope for them if they keep battling away. Hopefully they can get a couple of results. But yeah, need to start winning a few soon. And it doesn't get easier for either of these teams. A tricky game for Wolves at Borough and also Burton at Cardiff. In the final game and late game, Bolton pulled off a good result against Villa, and a really surprising one when you look at the 2 teams and also the form coming into this. Bolton had 1 in 5 and Villa won 3. I think they won a few on the bounce and then obviously lost that game in midweek. But yeah, really surprising result. Great result for Bolton though, nonetheless. They're really edging clear of safety now. So yeah, brilliant for them. And as for Villa, well, that's a big blow to their automatic promotion hopes, but they're still firmly in the playoff picture, so yeah, plenty of time to go. Looking at our summary then, result of the game week I had to give to Bolton. That was a great win against Aston Villa. Most important victory I had to give to Birmingham as they ended a run of 6 straight defeats to get 3 points on the board there. And goal of the game week I given to Adama Traore of Borough, a cut in from the left hand side, took on a couple of players and then put it into the corner from the edge of the box. It was a great finish. And my prediction score, woeful, yeah, it speaks for itself. As for promotion and relegation, Wolves I've gone for now to, well, I went for Wolves before, but they're nailed on for the title. As for relegation, well, I've got rid of Birmingham and I've replaced them with Sunderland. I mean, Birmingham are now level on points with Barnsley and Reading. I mean, I've watched Reading against Norwich and they could easily go down if they keep playing the way they are, but yeah, it's not looking good for Sunderland, certainly. Time to have a look at the table then, so no change at the top. Middlesbrough are still firmly in the playoff picture, but then you can see there's Bristol City, Preston, Sheffield United and Millwall all looking to challenge for the playoffs, just 4 points between those teams. Millwall also closing in there. Actually, no, I just said Millwall, didn't I? Good one, Sam. No, but I think Brentford and below are all out of the playoffs by now. And as for the bottom half, well, it's getting tight between 20th and 22nd, that's for sure. 36, 33 and 33 there. And as for that little mid-table section, you can see there's a little gap between Sheffield Wednesday and Forest. But no, I think the top 6 at the moment will stay as it is, because I think Borough got the experience to remain in that top 6. Although Derby, you have to say, I know they didn't play this weekend, but they're not far from falling out, to be fair. I mean, it's only a couple of wins and a couple of defeats either way, and you think they were a couple of weeks ago in the automatic promotion places. But no, Cardiff and Wolves look nailed on to me for that. I mean, Cardiff can go 10 points clear if they win. But yes, time to go, still, like I said, so we'll see what happens. And now looking at our fixtures for Good Friday, and there's a couple of games on this Saturday, so that means we've got a 2-week break pretty much now. And for some teams, well, for me to be fair, that's good, because I don't think I want to watch Norwich. I don't want Norwich to ruin my weekend. Again, although to be fair, they didn't this weekend, but yeah. Millwall against Forest kicks off at 1, Barnsley play Bristol City, Brentford play Sheffield United, Cardiff play Burton, Leeds play Bolton, Norwich play Fulham, Sheffield Wednesday play Preston, Borough play Wolves, that's a late kick-off I think, Reading play QPR, that's also a late kick-off, Derby play Sunderland, that's a 7:45 kick-off I think, all for TV I think. And on that Saturday, Birmingham host Ipswich, and then Hull play Villa at 5:30. So, yeah, some pretty big games there. Borough against Wolves looking like a very attractive prospect. Probably going to be the game of the week. I think that is on Sky though as well. But no, big games for all the promotion teams really. Fulham not going to be easy at Norwich. Well, I'll say that they'll probably win 4-1 now, and then yeah. So yeah, plenty still to come. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to conclude this video. Sorry I sound so tired in this video. I'm still trying as hard as I can to keep going and keep following the championship season. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in as always, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.